Howdy, everybody, and welcome to the next terrifying chapter of Random Rhapsody's Sonnet of Blood. I am Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and game master for this Curse of Strahd playthrough, and joining me around my virtual table tonight are Brandie, Dyto, Joe, Marty, and Natalie. Say hi, everyone.
Hola.
Hi, everyone.
Now, before we begin, we do have a few announcements to get through, starting with the first of our two sponsors for tonight's show, Hero Forge. Marty?
Hero Forge offers fully customizable tabletop miniatures with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. Their easy-to-use design tool lets you build your perfect miniature online using a fully 3D, in-depth character creator right in your web browser, which is where we built our tokens for this evening's game. You can build your own today at heroforge.com.
Thank you, Marty. Our second sponsor for tonight's show is XSplit. XSplit is a high-quality virtual webcam background remover that works with your already existing webcams. Using this program, you can protect your privacy while you work or play remotely by blurring the background, removing it entirely, or even putting your favorite picture as the background instead. You can download the app today at xsplit.com, and if you use the coupon code RANDOM with a capital R, you can get 10% off of your purchase. You can find our referral link in the chat and show descriptions. Last but not least, next Monday, the Fab Five will be on a break. That way we can celebrate my youngest son's 16th birthday. So happy birthday, Miles.
Yay.
But we will be back to our regular schedule the following Monday. Now you can keep up to date on our schedule and everything we do by following us on Facebook as Random Rhapsody TV and on Twitter as @random_Rhapsody. And that's going to do it for the announcements. So join us as we dive into the land of Barovia and continue on with the Conclave Expedition as they attempt to survive a Sonnet of Blood. And we're back. So, you should know by now that we do our recaps by offering up the Random Rhapsody coin to one of our cast members to get a free Nat 20 if they do it. If nobody wants to do it, I'm going to get that Nat 20, and you probably don't want me to have it right now. So who's going to be doing the recap today?
I'm going to do it.
Okay. Well, Delphine, tell us what happened last time on Sonnet of Blood.
So, last time, the day started pretty normal for Barovia. We started our trek to our next destination, which was the windmill, which, if it's anything like the end, we already expected it not to go very well. We encountered some dire wolves, and protecting a little boy, not so easy. And the ward that we're supposed to be protecting seems to be able to take care of herself pretty well, with some new sorceress healing powers that, let's hope that doesn't bite us in the ass. Later on, figuring out where those powers came from. Then we came upon the windmill, where Davos, Irina, Cog, and Urzak held back while Vide, Danika, and myself went on a scouting mission. Just to take a look around. It looks pretty standard for a windmill. It was old and run down, but there's only one way in, one way out, a couple of windows up top. Going around back was a fairy circle. I wish it was a fairy circle. Those are fun. This one was more of a blessing circle to someone Delphine had not encountered in a while. And definitely was in a destructive feeling and just wanted to destroy all of it. As she found out that this was where they paid tribute to Sethlin. Someone she has not encountered or heard the name of in a very, very long time. She scooped up some children's teeth that were left for an offering and basically stomped her way back around. And Toby the goblin came out and made them and yelled out for Ophelia, which can't be good.
Probably not, but I guess we'll see. Well, there you go. There's that random Rhapsody coin. Don't forget to use it. It only lasts the session. Well, Expedition members. Things are a little bit complicated right now. Delphine, you and Vide are outside that old and derelict windmill, like you said, which you do have the deed to. And between the two of you and Danika, who is currently hiding behind a bush near the front slope of the windmill, is Toby, the goblin, who, while he has an incredible singing voice, you just mind-slivered him for getting mouthy with you. The psychic energy hit him, though minimally, if I must say so. But before you could do that, like you said, he shouted that name, Ophelia. While this is going on, Urzak, Cog, Irina, and Davos are about a quarter of a mile away, hiding behind the lower hills of the mountain where Castle Ravenloft stands. And Urzak is currently desperately trying to keep Davos quiet as the boy throws a temper tantrum. So, I'm afraid I'm going to have to start things off by asking everyone to roll for initiative.
Okay.
So let's do that.
Okay.
I got a nat 1.
It's okay, I only rolled 10. Oh no, that was Toby. Toby and I got the same thing!
I mean, there could be worse things to roll a nat 1 for.
That's true.
I got an 8, but I don't have a token on the board, so it didn't put me in the turn order.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess, should I just roll and you can add it, or?
Yeah, I'm going to add it myself. You can just go ahead and roll. Delphine, roll a d20 for me real quick. Trying to beat a 15.
No, nope, 12.
Okay.
I'm gonna get shanked by a goblin.
So, as we are starting things off at the top of turn order here, let's get some good music going.
There it is.
Now, just to remind everybody, including the folks watching at home, rolling for initiative doesn't necessarily mean our heroes are in combat, though it does definitely look that way, considering, Delphine struck first and all. Toby's probably pretty pissed after getting hit with a mind sliver, so it's understandable. But initiative also means that our heroes have time to think a little bit more strategically in the moment. They still have the usual movement action bonus actions of a turn, but they don't have to use those for your typical action economy of attack, spells, whatever. They can also use that to talk and to try to persuade or deceive or whatever. If they want to talk things out, we do so in turn order during these sequences because it just from a point of what everything's going on, like a ton of people trying to talk over one another while also people are throwing spells and attacking, it makes it cumbersome. So that's why we turn to the turn order for this sort of thing. As the scenario progresses, it does so based on our players' actions from here on out. So, looking at turn order, it looks like we have Danika up first, who is crouched down behind a bush, and was keeping hidden at the lower side of the hill. So, Danika, what you got going on?
So Danika was able to see Delphine cast her spell, right?
I mean, I would assume so. Like,
Okay, just double checking.
So, like, Mind Sliver is a psychic spell. It's not like something
it has a verbal
with vision.
component.
Yeah, it has a verbal component. It's still a spell. So you would have at least seen her cast a spell, which you are familiar with. You've seen her do it before. And you can take the context clues from there.
Okay. So Danika is gonna pop out of her bush, and she is just gonna let out the loudest, high-pitched squeal, and she's gonna go, "Oh, sweet sugar and spice, is that you, Toby?" And she's gonna start like hopping and waving, and she's gonna make her way over.
Okay.
So here we go. She's gonna go just like a little bit, like not too close, but like, you know, here she is. Nah, maybe like one back. Let's say right here. Not too far, but just, you know, far enough. And then she's gonna look over between the two, and she's gonna like put her head back and forth, like kind of examining what's going on. She's like, "I thought I was resting a bit, but you two kids look like you're roughhousing. Why aren't you getting along? What's going on? Toby, I was hoping to see you again. We came here because I had something I wanted to talk to you about."
Okay, so I suppose in this scenario what you'd be making is a deception check.
Well, here we go. Let's see. Where is my deception? But I think my deception is always 17.
Double check that.
Well, let me go back.
I know that one's higher than the other.
Yeah, the persuasion's 18, deception 17.
Got it.
So technically, I have a 17.
We have a 17. Okay. So you say these things. You walk up to towards Toby. You still technically have your bonus action, if you want to use your bonus action.
No, I think I'm gonna leave it at this. Or can I still talk? Can I talk as a bonus action?
Yeah. So the way I allow
Is it?
skills to be used as a bonus action as well. The action is the more effective of the two, but it all depends on what you're trying to do with it.
Okay. Just asking for reference. No, I think I'm good.
Gotcha. Give a sec. There we go. Okay. So you tell Toby that, hey, I've been wanting to talk to you about something. Y'all are being roughhousing. Interesting. Now, as that's going on, Corwan, all the way in the back, be like a quarter of a mile away. It's far enough away that you can like see a little bit of movement. You can at least see the tiny outline of the green guy that you assume is the goblin, and you see him kind of there around, and you got your friends over there, but it is a fair distance, so it's hard to make out exactly what's going on, and you cannot hear what they're saying. However, you are kind of crouched down behind the side of the hill, along the old Sauvage road, there with Urzak and Irina and Davos. You had just grabbed onto Davos and kind of gone running to get him under cover. So what exactly is your plans during this moment?
I mean, so we didn't hear her shouting, "Oh, Toby!" None of that shit.
What's your passive perception?
Mine is 14.
I would say that, yeah, you would at least be able to, because she yelled, but pretty damn loud. Her voice carries, and she's at the bottom of a valley, so there is a bit of an echo as well. So yeah, I'd say you could, like, I wouldn't say you heard every single thing she said, but probably a good portion of it, and enough to hear Toby.
Oh, if he hears Toby, he's like, "Did she just mention that little goblin?" If he's inside, I mean, well, one, he has to die. That's a given. But if he's there, it means the witch or the hag is there, right? He's looking at Urzak. He goes, "All right, we need to." I mean, running isn't the proper word for what a halfling like myself would do, but we need to get there as quickly as possible. And I guess he doesn't want to leave Davos alone, but he would love to have Irina's fighting ability, since she killed quite a few people in the last encounter, I think. Shit. We all need to go. Davos, you need to go as well, but we need to keep you hidden. But he goes, "Just follow me," and he's gonna take off running, and he'll use his action to dash.
Okay, so you're able to move 50 feet in total if you go just tearing off running.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we want to represent that with like one square for now, since we're.
Nope, I'm not even gonna. I'm not even worried about that. I did the math beforehand. You have 26 rounds to get to where they are.
Well, he's still gonna. He's gonna get as close as he can. So.
Yeah. So, and on your token, I'm gonna mark off the in that green circle of yours, or the red circle, because they're flip-flops for some reason. Anyway,
1 of 26.
1 of 26. Yeah.
All right, I'll see you there. Shit here. At the rate we play, and the rate we do, I don't know. Let's see, 2 weeks. Christmas, I think we'll be there.
Yeah.
The rounds.
Yeah.
So, have fun, guys. But leave Toby alive. Was Cog's kill. All right, we're good.
Well,
yeah, that's what he's gonna do. I mean, he's gonna get as close as he can. Well, I mean, they should have been closer anyway. This is ridiculous that we're that far away. That we allowed ourselves to be that far away.
I did say it like 5 times.
Yeah, I know, and I probably wasn't paying attention. So yeah, he's just gonna start moving and get there as close as he can.
Okay. So next off, we do have Toby's turn. Toby, he got hit by that psychic blast, and he looks at you, Delphine. He says, "That was not very smart at all." He turns and looks at Danika and says, "Yeah, don't know what it is you think you're here to talk to me about, but we're gonna speak with Ophelia. You're all going to have to come with me." Oh, You watch. Whoa, I'm echoing. Why am I echoing? Okay. You watch as his arms kind of drape down to to the sides, and as they do, they seem to extend, lengthening, longer and longer. The fingertips kind of merging together in these long tendril of green. I'm echoing again. Why am I echoing? Did anyone else hear that, or is it just me?
It's Brandie.
Oh, I heard it.
Yeah, I think the problem is so my Discord keeps messing up, and I've noticed now both times when you said you were echoing, that's when it glitched and then it came back. So I don't even have my mic on, but I think somehow my Discord is messing up you.
Yeah, that's weird. Not sure what we can do about that for the moment. Just keep an eye on it, Brandie. Every time if you hear me do it again, hit on Discord and see if you can fiddle with it. But anyway, so these long tendrils begin to the arm begins to grow longer and longer and longer, creating this almost plant-like tendril coming off of his body. You can see spikes beginning to grow as thorns spring out from this arm-like appendage. He looks to you, Delphine, and throws the arm forward. As it does this, it almost acts like a whip of a vine shooting towards you. And that's a 23 to hit.
Oh, snap.
I'm not even going to use shield because it'll be 1 under. That's going to hit.
Okay. You take 6 points of piercing damage as this thorny vine wraps around your body. I need you to make a strength saving throw, please.
Got Cog's new background up right there.
11.
11, that is a failure. Love the new background there, Joe.
Hey, Cog's just sitting there loving the life. He's got rainbows and unicorns on his mind.
The vine wraps around you and pulls you towards Toby, getting right up next to him. He then takes that other whip-like arm and wraps it around the other side, attempting to embrace you towards him and grapple you. However, that is a 12. You see the vine coming, and you're able to duck back and squirm yourself out of the way without being wrapped. Toby says to you, "Just wait until you meet the Morgans." But it's now your turn, Delphine.
I'm gonna use a bonus action to go into my Blade Song.
Okay.
Because I know on Roll20 it said my AC was a 22, but my Blade Song was not active, so it was only 17.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at Toby, and as I do, and I start talking to him, the fleshy, vine wraps around my head are gonna, start moving. Yeah, I don't think you know who you're dealing with. And I'm gonna vortex warp Vide 90 feet in the direction of Cog and Urzak.
Okay. Vortex Warp, is that something that can be resisted?
Yes, but they can choose to fail if they would like.
So that's why I was getting ready to ask. Vide, you feel this sense of magic grasping onto you, getting ready to teleport you. You've seen Delphine use the spell before, so you do know
it's
what it
90
is.
feet from me.
Yeah.
Oh.
So my question is, do you try to resist it, or do you allow it to happen?
I feel like I've been around Delphine long enough to know if she's doing something to me, she's got a reason for it. So I'd go along with it.
Okay. So you allow it to happen. You're able to move your token 90 feet away from her, wherever you're planning on putting him. Not sure where you're supposed to move to. It's just off the map
Run.
itself. Okay, so since it goes technically to the edge of the map, you can put yourself at the bottom. Just put your token in the direction of where you're being placed.
Like, would you want me right about here or more over this way? Like, maybe right
I
there?
would have put you in a 90-foot square that is as close to Cog and Urzak as possible.
Okay. I think that'd be about here, right? Let me see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the direction of where they were. So
Mhm.
you would be like right down there.
Okay. Yep, that's where I'd go then.
Okay. That's movement. That's action and bonus action. Are you going to use your movement at all?
No, I like to be up close and personal.
Fair enough.
Because right now, he's in my face and not Danika's, so mission accomplished.
Urzak, you just heard a little bit of yelling and some of what Danika had said. You saw Cog take all that in and go running in that direction as fast as his halfling legs can carry him. You're still holding the kid. What are you doing?
Damn it. What do I do? Yeah, I can't in good faith go towards this combat while Davos and Arena are right here. I don't want to bring them into the fight like they're who we're supposed to be protecting. I just have to... Urzak just has to have faith that Delphine knows what she's doing in the moment and is gonna keep Davos and Arena at, arm's length and go, stay quiet.
Shit. Okay, I didn't know you're that scary.
You were so intimidating that Matt's muted.
You fucking terrified me there for a second. God damn.
I said make either a persuasion or an intimidation check on this kid.
Can he do it with advantage since he's a green monster compared to this child?
I feel like he doesn't need advantage on this.
I only have a +4, so you never know.
Well, that's true, but no, you don't get advantage on it.
That's fine. I got a 12.
God, why couldn't you have done the thing this week to get the nat 20?
Nat 20 on intimidating a child.
He just shits himself and runs away.
I was gonna say that would lead to a code brown.
Funny thing is, he actually rolled a 12 as well, and like you had to have moved your hand away from his face for at least a second, and he replies to you, "What? Are they in danger? We must go save them. We have to go help them. I can fight. You taught me how to fight."
You've been learning for a day.
That was just so cute.
All right, Bruce Wayne, let's be...
They would be more angry with me if I let you go in there and get hurt. And that goes for you, too, when I look over at Arena.
Irina, for her part, she was looking as though she wanted to to head out and follow Cog. I'll make a wisdom check for her as well.
Where are the drugs?
Where's Rachel?
Cedar.
She, however, looks kind of cowed, and she just looks at you, looks at the kid, and nods. And, yes, all right. I hope you know what you are doing.
We have a job to do, and that's protecting you. No matter what.
That's going to be your turn, keeping them there. They're going to just stick with you on your turn order, and I'm not going to add them to turn order unless things progress in a way I need to.
Yeah, I'm keeping a close eye on everything as best I can from this far away, but...
That's fair. Okay, next off, I'm going to go mute for you, the players, but the people watching will be able to hear me.
Oh.
Okay, so... Hi, everybody. They can't hear me now. Isn't that fun? I can talk mad smack about them. Anyway, what I'm going to be doing is telling you what's going on with Bella Morgan, who is right now up on...
I had to queue up on
the
you, too.
second floor.
Where are the other drugs going? Swear to me! That was too good.
Anyway, so, Bella is on the second floor. She's been working up there. And she heard Toby yell and also heard somebody else yell from outside. So she's going to walk over to the window, look out, see the scene down there, and she's going to go and make her way to the staircase. That's going to cost her entire movement to an action to do this. So she is only right here on the map, right at the top of the stairs. Hey, I'm back. Did you miss me?
Absolutely.
This is illegal. I'm unionizing.
Yeah, no, there is no union here. There is no union here. However, it is Vide's turn. So, Vide, what are you doing?
Well, as I said, I trust Delphine and her judgment. And I'm gonna start running towards Cog and them so I can kind of give them a heads up. So, yeah, however far, let me see, hold on. This up. 60 feet. Can't hear you.
So yeah, you are currently 70 feet away from the edge of the map. I put a little 70 in that red circle so we can keep that in mind. That's it for you on your turn?
Yeah, because I mean, there's not really much else I can do.
Okay. So, what happens?
And where's the red circle that you're talking about?
It's on your token itself. If you just single tap on the token, 3 little circles pop up.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. I see.
Yeah, I'm talking about that. Okay. Well, the next thing that happens is, the door to the windmill opens. I'd use 10 feet of movement to do that. You see an odd-looking woman step through the door. At first, you think it's Mrs. Morgan, but no. She looks different. She's slightly younger. She's a bit more rotund, a little paunchy and saggy in the cheeks. Still has dark gray hair, all tied up in a bun, and she's currently wearing an apron, a butcher's apron, over a very ratty and dirty, miscolored gown, not a gown, a dress, a blouse and a skirt. The butcher's apron that she's wearing is covered in blood. Quite a few splatters are all over it. She looks about and says very loudly, "Toby, what is going on here?" Toby looks back and says, "These are the people who were messing with your mother back in Jova Village. They say they're here just looking for a place to stay, but then they attacked me when I asked them what they were doing." The woman looks at that, takes this in, looks to the two of you, looks down and sees Vide hot-footing it as fast as he can along the road towards the Sauvage road. You see her take something out from one of her satchels, or a little bag on the side of her belt. It appears to be a grayish-blue stone that she holds up and kind of says something into it, but you don't hear what she says. From there, she is going to step out from the windmill a little bit more and says, "I don't know what the three of you are here for, but you've come to the wrong place. Submit yourself now, and we will be, well, merciful is a strong word that I'm not prepared to use. But it'll be better than death. Put down your arms and give yourselves up. Then we'll find out what it is that's going on."
Has any of us actually, drawn a weapon?
Well, you have weapons. You have weapons on your person.
We just don't have them.
Yeah, you're not holding them, but they're out. You have them on your person. They're belted to your waist or whatever.
I was just like, wait a second, did I take my blade out? I didn't think I did.
No, you're not holding them right now, but you still have arms and weapons, and she's telling you to put them on the ground and give yourselves up. We are now at the top of turn order. And Danika, you're up next.
I feel so bad if I disengage and run and leave.
No, do it, run.
Behind. I am going to disengage and I'm gonna book it. I'm gonna book it off.
You don't need to disengage. You don't have anybody next to you.
I'm going to Misty Step. I'm gonna Misty Step first, just 30 feet out of the way.
So you're casting Misty Step as your bonus action.
Yeah. How do I measure? Measure. $15, $25, $30. Is it 30?
Yeah, it's 30 feet.
So right about here. So just pretend I moved my character there, because I don't know how to turn off the... How do I turn that off?
You at the top, the select icon.
Okay. So let's just pretend that I moved there. And then... Right there?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, and then I'm gonna book it. I'm gonna book it too. I'm gonna book it. I'm gonna dash as my main.
Okay, using your movement and action to dash.
And that's 60 feet?
15, 20. So yeah, you would get to right here. That's 35 feet, and then you'd have another 25 if you'd stop moving your token back and forth.
I just like touching things.
But anyway, so you're 25 feet off the map from there.
Okay. And then I guess that's where I'm at. I think that's all I can do right now.
Probably.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that being your turn, Corwin, it is your turn next. I assume you're continuing to just run.
Oh, yeah, as fast as his little legs will carry him.
Yep, absolutely.
They're 50 feet.
You can at least see in the distance that, like, Vide is running and Danika is running away right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, he could at least meet up with them. Because, I mean, if they're running away, I mean...
There is going to
he's
eventually be a connection, but it's...
Yeah.
You got some time.
I mean, we're not saying he's the most valiant creature of the group, but if his friends are in trouble, he's got to be... He's the only Conclave official member here, so he's got to step up.
Absolutely.
Plus, he kind of wants to kill that goblin.
Well,
Yep, nope, that's it.
Next up is the goblin's turn, who has whips for arms, plant-like whips for arms with long-ass thorns coming out of them. And he's also starting to get bigger. Like, he's growing taller as he stands there. His body is beginning to change, or maybe it's less that his body's changing and more that whatever enchantment is on him that makes him look like a small, pitiful goblin is beginning to change. He looks a little different at this point. To you, at least, Delphine. Much more...
I gotta zoom in to see this.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
I'm actually going to give you a handout so you can see what he looks like.
Ugh.
Fucking cool looking. Can I pet it? I just want to pet it. Delphine doesn't want to pet it. Dyto wants to pet it.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know, like
Yeah.
a reject from Plants vs. Zombies?
Yeah, jail.
Yeah. He definitely looks a lot more plant-like. Still bipedal, still green, but the entirety of his body is made up of plant material. Vines and tree branches and little tendrils of, like, English ivy and things like that, all wrapped up together in an odd sort of amalgamation. He is now technically a medium-sized creature. And he looks to Ophelia and says, "I'll bring in this one!" He is going to attempt to give you a nice, loving embrace, Delphine. And he misses with the first one. Does a 25 hit?
Shield, no. It misses.
Throwing up that
bless.
last shield. Ooh. I thought you only had 2 second-level spells left.
I
Are
had
you
one
using-
first and
Okay.
2 second.
Gotcha. Okay, so there you go. So you throw up the shield, it bounces off that, and Toby says, "You're a tricksy one, aren't you?"
I told you don't know who or what you're dealing with.
Urzak, I assume you're still keeping the kid and Irina back?
Hey, I got skipped.
Oh, you did get
Yeah,
sipped. I'm
it's,
sorry. I hit the button wrong. I apologize.
You got excited.
I wasn't ready. I was
Ready.
like, why is it my turn?
Well, good news is you got a moment. So, Delphine, I apologize. What you got?
So when I tell him, I told you don't know who or what you're dealing with. Maybe you should have your betters check the hair I planted on you. And next time, maybe you'll treat your guests with a little bit more respect. And I'm going to cast Vortex Warp on myself, using my last 2nd level spell. 90 feet in the direction I just sent Vide.
Okay. So let's see. Figure out exactly how far off the map you'll be.
And then I'll also use my movement, which is 40.
So you're going to be 50 feet extra off the map right here. Okay. So you teleport. Good thing is this dude can't do anything about that, and you are running as fast as those legs can carry you.
Yep.
Now, Urzak, it's your turn to tell me that you're still staying where you are.
Yeah. Well, I think now that I'm seeing that, like, everybody else is coming this way, right?
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, except for Cog, but he'll probably turn around once he sees everybody. I'm gonna take both Arena and Davos and go, let's lead the pack, let's go. And we start moving.
Okay, so you're
Like away.
So are you running towards them, or you're running farther?
Away.
Farther. Gotcha. You grab up Irina. You're still carrying Davos, who's like, "Come on, we need to go save them. We need to go save them." As he's flailing
They're
arms.
fine.
Shush, shush, Davos, shush. We need to be quiet. This is Irina, who's following along with you.
Yeah, that's it.
Next up, we do have another individual who makes their way down the stairs. 5, 10, 25, 30 to right there. You see another woman. Well, in the distance, you'd see another woman stepping out from the windmill. Different from the first. Looks a little bit younger-ish, maybe. Much skinnier, almost haggardly skinny. Like think olive oil in the old Popeye movie. That kind of skinny. Long gray hair, kind of done up back in a braid. She is covered in a white powder substance, almost like flour, at the hems of her skirt. Most of you wouldn't be able to see that detail. You're too far away at this point. But for everyone else, there's some narration. She looks to Ophelia and says, "Sister, what's going on?" Ophelia, "Those idiots attacked Toby. They're the ones who are bothering Mother and Jova. We need to stop them." Let's see. Now here's where things get complicated, because there's a lot of space. 120 feet. So that's 60 plus 50 is 110. Just within range. She sees you, Delphine, running down the hill towards the Sauvage road. You're almost to, I would say you're about halfway between the windmill and the old Sauvage road on this dirt road, when 3 magic missile bolts just go flying out from her hand, arcing across the land to strike you in the back 3 times. Why is that? Should not have been 1, 2, and 3. What
Does
the
she have
fuck?
down.
That's not. No, sorry.
Does she
Okay.
have shield enough?
That damage is wrong, and I just looked at it and I realized why. It's because it says it's doing 1 spell for the 3 bolts. I normally have it set to do 1 bolt, one push. That way I can split them up. You know what I mean?
I could have sworn that's how it always was. I've never seen
I
it.
not
take
yet.
no damage. Actually, I take no damage because of shield from magic missile.
Is that still? Oh, that's still up until your next.
Yeah, it's
turn.
up until my next turn.
That's right. So yeah, it deflects off the shield. Ping, ping, ping. I'll just have to remember. I'm gonna fix this because that irritates me.
that's
I don't like
interesting.
that.
I was like,
Yeah,
wow, that's a lot. I
It's
don't
like,
even think
what
I
the
could have.
I've never seen it do it like that before.
That would have almost killed me.
Because whenever whenever Vale does them, it's always just the 1d4 plus 1 every time.
Yeah, that's what's supposed to be. See, there we go. That actually came out right now. Okay. But anyway, the 3 bolts hit your shield that's still up, and you hear an annoyed curse. Okay. That's it for her turn. Vide, I assume you're still running?
No, I think I'm gonna turn around and go back the other. No, I'm just gonna run.
Okay, well, I mean, if you're sure, it doesn't matter to me.
No.
So yeah,
So
that's
60 more feet.
60 more feet on to you. Okay. After that is Ophelia's turn at the bottom of turn order. She is going to move 30 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. To right there. Let's see. She saw all those bolts ping off of Delphine's shield. She's not stupid. She knows how magic works. So she's not going to be targeting her anymore. Instead, she's going to target the person who's technically the next closest, who is Danika.
Poor Danika.
Poor Danika. So 3 magic missile shots at you.
Ping, ping, ping.
I mean, at least you're not getting hit with 8, 12, 14.
Yeah.
I know, right?
But 5, 5, and 2, 12 points of force damage.
Well, I'm still alive, so there's that.
Yeah, that's true. There is that. Let's see, is she going to do anything else on her turn?
Well,
No, I don't think so. Danika, it's your turn at the top of turn order.
Danika is going to cast invisibility on herself.
Interesting. Okay. That's your action to cast invisibility on yourself.
Danika is now going to book it.
Okay, so you still have your movement. That's going to get you another 30 feet. Corwan, I assume you're still moving closer, or are you going to stop now that you see that everybody's running the opposite direction?
No, he's still going to get a little closer to them because, I mean, they're still, a massive distance away. But while he'll stop briefly to at least get his crossbow loaded up, and then he's still going to be running in that direction to at least help them, give them some cover when they get close enough.
Absolutely. Oh, when I switched the tokens, I lost Toby on the turn order.
Oh, shame. He's out of combat
no.
now.
Oh no.
I guess that means he's dead, right?
shucks.
Oh,
Aw.
Dang.
poor
Poor
Cog.
Toby.
No.
Well, I mean, if he isn't in turn order, he doesn't get a turn.
If only. If only. But what he is going to be doing... He sees that happen, and he's going to yell to the 2 women. Don't worry, I'll chase him down. is going to run 5, 10, 15. Oh. So he's at least in pursuit, chasing after the group. Delphine.
No, I'm gonna run 80 feet.
Okay. You're now at 130 feet away from the map. Urzak is still running farther away, getting back behind the hill, along with Irina and Davos, I assume.
Yeah, I think I'm not gonna like full dash or anything. I'm gonna like slow to just my normal movement and try to let the others catch up, but also be ready just in case something freaky happens.
Okay. Next up is the other woman that came in from the windmill. She's going to move 5, 10, 15, 25, 30 feet to right there. Delphine is pretty freaking far away. Let's see. 160. So, judging by the situation, Delphine is 160 feet away. Same thing for Vide. Danika, still 80 feet away. She's the closest one to them.
She's also invisible.
Is
But
invisible.
She is invisible. So, much harder to see. Let's take a look at what the witches can do. She's going to yell over to Toby. Now, Toby, just you wait! Now is not the time! Ophelia turns back to the other woman and says, Bella, what are you thinking? Just let them assault our Toby and then run off into the hills? Bella taps her finger to the side of her nose and says, That is exactly what we're going to do! Come along now, Toby! Danika, what's your passive perception?
Well, let me go look. Okay, dumb question. Where's my passive perception?
It's going to be on your character sheet on the left-hand side.
On the left-hand side.
10 plus your perception.
Mm-hmm.
10 plus my perception is 12.
12. You would probably have heard a little bit of that exchange. But you're also, like, facing forward and running and, like, breathing heavy, trying to get away. But so you wouldn't have heard everything, but you would have at least gotten the gist.
Okay. Okay.
Glancing back, it is technically Vide's turn next. I assume you're just still running, right, Vide?
I mean, yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to not worry about
60.
you right now. You moved 60 extra feet. So Ophelia's turn comes up, and she walks back over to Bella. and begins speaking in hushed tones. And I think because of that, and the situation right now, I'm going to say that we are out of turn order. The two women seem to not be pursuing past a certain point and have called their whatever the fuck Toby actually is over to them as well. You all take moments to, like, glance back as you're running to see if they're pursuing, and the two old women stay on the edge of their hill. They're standing there. They seem to be talking to one another. Toby eventually goes walking towards them, and as he does, he starts shrinking again and turning back into that goblin form you're more familiar with. As you're still running, I mean, you're running a quarter mile away, so you would get to your friends before too long. But you do see the trio walk back up to the windmill and go inside. So, do you all regroup at that point?
Yeah. I think so.
Probably.
Okay. Well, weary, no doubt, a little sore, and hearts thundering in your chest, you make your way back to the rest of your friends. Urzak has led Irina and Davos around, much farther around the side of the hill. And probably you have to, like, call to them to get them to come back. But what do you do from there?
Well, bad news. The windmill's infested.
I mean, I suppose that's a word you could use.
Toby turned into a plant thing?
Yeah, I told you goblins are, yeah, wait, what? What?
Can I do a, I don't know, history or arcana check to see if I even recognized what Toby turned into?
It would be an arcana check, definitely.
He's a plant thing?
Let's see how much I know. Arcana. 15.
So, the makeup of Toby, while you were recognizing, the plants and things like that, the composition makes you question what he is. It's definitely not you'd seen those needle blights earlier in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely didn't look anything like those creatures. Those creatures, when you saw them, they at least looked natural, like something that exists out in the wild and that sort of thing. And they do exist. They are natural creatures. Toby looked unnatural, as though a lot of different things were thrown together to incorporate into his being. So, with your 15, you think he possibly might be some type of a construct, but you're not entirely sure beyond that.
Well, he grew vines for arms and tried to hug me without consent. Did not ask.
My God, that's despicable.
Always
get consent.
And he looked like he was, created, like some kind of construct or something.
I guess, based off of what she's describing to Cog, would he be able to do like a history check just based off his years in the Conclave, to like just seeing all kinds of different reports from people in the field? Like if anything like that would pop up in Europa?
Yeah, go ahead and make a history check.
Yeah, 20 or 19 without guidance. Doesn't have to be exact. Like if he would
Yeah,
just
I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to word it. Just give me a second. So, in your time in the Conclave, you've read a lot of various reports, and with your knowledge of like the Cult of the Dreamers activities, you know that some of the things that they were doing was taking plant matter, using nature magic and kind of warping it and perverting it, and using it to bind to like skeletons and zombies to make them more powerful. That's the first thing that comes to your mind. But then Delphine starts talking that I'm pretty sure it's more of a construct of that sort. And the construct thing peaks in your mind because you've recently seen another construct before down in the at the bottom of the inn. That
like
flesh
a
creature.
golem. Yeah.
That flesh creature. And based on like the description that Delphine is giving you, you're starting to think he might be a construct like a golem.
Yeah, it's like, based off of what you're saying, you remember that thing in the inn, that weird, fleshy creature? I mean, it almost sounds like they used some kind of maybe the flesh of what Toby was, a vicious, evil goblin, and they like perverted him with plants and, I mean, other undead stuff, and kind of made a golem type creature. He's intelligent though, so I mean, he's not as typical golems are, not that smart. I don't know. I want to kill him even more now because he's unnatural. I mean, and God, I can't believe I'm even saying this, Lady Undala, forgive me. Maybe Toby is trapped inside of whatever that is, and we have to save him by killing him. I know that sounds weird, but I think they took a goblin and perverted it somehow. Even more than
that's not beyond the realm of what hags do.
So, maybe he's not as bad as I thought. I mean, he probably is, but I mean, just in case I'm wrong, I think Toby has been altered.
I mean, based on what I saw, I would have to agree with you.
But you said there were, how many hags did you end up seeing? You didn't see the one that we saw.
There were two different ones, kind of younger, but with like the same gray hair.
Sisters or daughters, maybe?
I think daughters. I think Toby said that we were bothering Mother.
Oh, that's creepy.
But I did not see Miss Morgan come out. So we're looking at at least 3. And Toby. Whatever Toby.
Yeah. He'll turn and look at Urzak and be like, so, big guy, I couldn't help but notice my footsteps were the only thing I heard running towards our friends in trouble. Where might you have been, sir?
Protecting our person we're supposed to protect.
Yeah. Alright. Keep that story up there. He's just gonna look at you like, yeah.
I mean, no offense, we had it well in hand. Well,
it sounds like he almost had you in hand. Anyway, I'm just saying. Could have used your... We may have needed your help, buddy, if it came to a bigger fight. I'm just... Although we know, and he's gonna flex a little bit, he goes, I mean, I could have handled it all. Just like, just stretch out and show his little guns just a little,
I mean, luckily, Urzak knows their priorities and doesn't run into trouble when there are other innocents to protect.
I was running to save today. Thank you very much.
Danika, still invisible, is going to be like, it's okay, short cat stack. Thanks for trying to save us.
Let's get let's blush a little. It's like at least somebody appreciates me.
Davos speaks up. I do appreciate you, Corwan, at least when you're not talking over my head.
Yeah, I'm still getting used to the talking to children, buddy. You're the first one I've really had to interact with in like 80 years. So, yeah, I'm getting used to it, bud.
Ashley, just so you know, what I was rolling was survival with advantage. What they don't know is
I can't hear Matt. Yeah.
What they don't know is that the hags cast.
What's the thing? Is it him not
cast
talking
their
to us?
etherealness ability.
It's him talking to the audience.
They use their etherealness ability to step into the ethereal plane, and Bella, the youngest of the daughters, is currently tracking down the group. She had survival with advantage because, you know, she's in the ethereal plane and saw which direction they were running. And so that's what that nat 20 is.
Because I think
that's
they were
probably
using...
definitely a sending stone for sure.
I was going to say that. I think that was one of those sending stones. Through the woods.
Okay. Okay, looks like Brandie's having some Discord issues right now. But, anyway, go ahead. Or not. So what's everybody doing right now? Oh, that's why they can't hear me. Sorry about that. So, you all are currently, you know, ducked down and hiding there behind that hill, talking a little bit. What's going on?
I think Danika's right. We need to get off the road.
I think we need to leave. I think we need to get off the road.
Well, got any ideas? I mean, who's got the map?
Who does have the map?
I probably have the map.
Yeah, I'd say I think our cartographer.
Yeah,
What?
So,
What time of day is it about? Is it about midday? Is it near the end of the day?
oh, it's actually quite a bit later in the day. It's around 6 o'clock right now. Oh, wait, hold on. I need to do math. Yes, it was, you guys got to the windmill just after 5 o'clock, so it's right at 6 o'clock right now.
We could start heading in the direction of Eros, but instead of following the path, just cut through the woods. We're not going to be able to make camp there. I think it'd be too dangerous.
I think we should cut through the woods.
Okay, so where you would be on the map is right about... Let's see, you're right there. So your group would right now be right here on the map, which is just a little ways down the road and around that hill.
Wait, why are we farther that way? Why can't we be by the other hill?
The other what? Because that's where you all stopped, and that's where you were regrouping. Where you go from here, is up to you. But the windmill, that's where you came from, right there. And so
Right.
you had gone up there. Urzak and co were back over here, and then he said he was running in the opposite direction, so away from y'all. So you guys would be right about. Yeah, okay, I'll move you over by 1. So right about there. So it is about 6 o'clock in the evening. It is starting to get dark. The sun is beginning to move down over the horizon. And you're talking about crossing the woods?
Sure.
We
Well,
definitely have to get off the road.
Yeah, we only have so many options.
We could. It'll take us. We won't be able to go to Veros. But we could cut through, following the woods down toward Aldra.
That's
I mean, it's kind of in the direction that we want to go, but also not on a road. We want to keep off the road.
yeah. I think keeping off the roads is probably our best option right now. As much as I would rather not. We've been warned by the locals several times to not go in the woods, stay on the path. So if we're gonna do this, we need to make sure we're ready.
Mm-hmm. And we might only have like a couple hours of daylight left
Yeah.
before we're gonna have to make camp of some sort.
I think we should just book it. Throw caution to the wind.
Yeah, I mean, it does. We are kind of exhausting our best options, and we're, I think, on to plan C at this point. Maybe D.
Well, let's get a move on it before they decide to actually leave their property line.
All right.
Okay, we are going to be going on break, folks. But yeah, we're going to go on break. We'll be back in about 15 minutes, and when we return, we're going to find out what the Conclave Expedition plans to do to get around or away from these hags. Stay tuned. Howdy, everybody. We are back. For those of you who are just joining us, the expedition has managed to flee from the hags. They didn't seem to be too interested in chasing beyond a certain point, and have allowed the group to, get back and regroup. There's a little bit of discussion about where to go from there. It is about 6 o'clock in the evening. It is getting dark, and they've been told many, many times, don't be out at night. So, with that in mind, and with Davos still a little bit indignant of not being able to go rescue everybody, what do you all want to do?
The woods or the mountains? Those are two options.
Well, there might be caves or at least something, big rocks and stuff in the mountains, but
That's true.
we're more exposed, more potentially. I mean, is this where our icon is?
Yeah.
Yeah, where the icon is on the map is where you all currently are.
I mean, I think kind of moving northeast from there, away from the windmill, but I guess into the mountains towards the woods, and then we can cut across to get to Varos as quickly as possible would be our best bet.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just... Aldra feels like a dead end, right? Because it's in ruins.
Oh, I don't know. Ruins
but
might...
that might be where one of the things from the
our card
Oh.
readings.
the tarot reading might be
Right,
that we're
right.
looking for.
But I mean, sometimes ruins can almost be best place to hide.
It might be... You're right, it might be safer. Varos is probably where they're expecting us to go.
Exactly, like it's a town. They think that we might be safe there.
I feel like safe is a very
Loose term.
term.
There's Doina as well, if that's how you pronounce that.
Doina. I'm hungry. I want to go to the Doina.
We would have to cross a river
It's
to get to
Doina,
the
just so you know.
Doina.
Doina.
Well, I mean, we're gonna have to potentially we'd have to cross the river to get to Alda too, or Aldra.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, we're gonna be a little more exposed going that way instead of getting to the. I mean, but it's probably it might be a safer bet.
Yeah.
Because we might be able to find relative shelter in an outcropping in the mountains that we can hunker down in.
And I guess potentially we could travel to whatever this is if we get to Aldra. There's like a farmhouse or something
Chapel,
there.
maybe?
Hmm.
Something that just doesn't have a name on it, at least that we don't know of yet.
Is there a legend? I'm on the wrong thing. Is there a legend for what this is? Like, is it?
It's difficult to tell, to be honest.
It's some kind of big building.
Yeah, it's hard to tell whether or not it's just representing a big building or if it's representing multiple little buildings. It's
Oh, it could be a small town. Maybe it doesn't have a name. Could be a monastery. Could be
It could be a lot of things.
a lot of things.
Well, we can find out when we get there. How's that sound?
Sure.
It's
I
as
am
good
all
as
for
anything.
that.
I just want to get away from this windmill.
Right.
Okay.
Although it is still odd that two of them didn't leave the property line.
Hmm.
Maybe they can't. Maybe they're bound to that place.
Maybe. Right, so I think we're going toward Aldra
So
by
southwest.
the mountains. Maybe not like completely over the mountains because I don't know how high those mountains are or if they're hills.
so looking over towards the southwest. You can see it is a raise in elevation. It is a bit of a mountain, not nearly as big as the one Ravenloft currently stands on. It's more of a big hill than a mountain, but there is definitely some elevation going up.
We can even try going down and around the backside of it. Instead of just cutting straight across.
Yeah. That might be.
Is there? Does this
Hey, what was
X?
this?
No,
I was
that
about
was
to
my ex, and I can't delete it. That's
Okay.
when I was trying to like piecemeal the tarot reading together.
Okay. What about this? Is this the same thing?
Yeah, that's the same thing. Aldra is a point of interest, though.
Okay. I just want to make sure
Possibly.
those didn't mean anything. Matt,
Actually,
can you delete those?
I'm trying to actually. I'm trying to delete it right now, and it won't let me.
I was able to delete one, but I can't delete the other one.
Yeah, one's gone.
Maybe if I put it on. There we go.
Perfect.
And is there
Tech
another one you wanted me
genius.
to delete? No? Okay. Okay. So it sounds like you're heading south towards the hill area, trying to stay away from the woods to the northeast or the northwest, trying to stay away from the windmill, and making your way to the southwest towards Aldra, which you had been told before was a place that Strahd had razed to the ground, had utterly decimated at one point about, what was it, 40 years ago? Or was it 50 years ago? Actually, I think it was 50 years ago. But who is leading this leg of your journey?
I have a 2 in survival.
I mean, I got a 4. So
I have a 0.
not proficient, but I got a 4.
Maybe I can help Cog by giving
Well, I can
directions.
do that. Yeah. Oh, that too. Yeah.
I mean, you are the one with the map, so.
Well, I mean, if I'm using my map and Matt will allow it, it's a +7.
I do allow you to use cartography, as for this instead of survival, since you are proficient with cartography tools and that sort of thing.
Okay, so I will then, since mine's a 7 with my cartographer's tools. I'm gonna also cast guidance on myself.
Okay.
We're just traveling, right? Nothing bad can happen.
And I'm gonna need 2 people to make perception checks.
Do I burn my nat 20 on the survival check?
It's up to you.
I got a 20 on perception. I also would like to take up the caboose, and I don't know, how fast are we traveling? What did we decide?
Nat 20 for my perception.
Because I want to I personally, I don't know what we've decided, but I kind of want to take my time and either try to hide our tracks or make it look like we're going in a different direction, because I feel like either they're going to send Toby or there's something more. I don't know.
That's not a bad idea. That is if we can do it, and also get plenty of distance.
We have really good perception. Perception.
Yeah, just...
Yep, so I just need to know, are you moving at a fast pace? Are you moving at a normal pace? Or are you moving at a slow pace?
I think if Danika wants to start covering tracks, it has to either be normal or slow.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I'd
normal,
say
it's probably...
I would say normal would be best.
If you're wanting to cover up your tracks, it's going to have to be a slow. That way you can use your stealth check to cover your tracks.
Which means we can't put distance, so if they do have scrying and they scry on us, they're going to know the surroundings.
Well, can we go slow just for maybe a little bit to kind of try to lose the trail and then pick it up?
I mean, we only have like an hour of daylight left.
Oh, we only have an hour left.
It's like 6 o'clock already.
And it is getting dark fast.
Yeah, I think we need to get distance between us and them. I kind of think that's...
Okay. Well, guys, give me 1 second. I need to make a quick call for work, so just ignore me, okay?
Okay.
Never could we ignore you.
Although I do think when we do settle down to camp, we should try to really stealth up the camp.
Yeah, if we can find a cave or something that we can...
Definitely take watches.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
If we can find a cave, I can set an alarm.
Yeah, and I can definitely take a couple watches.
All right. Well,
Okay. So you're moving at a normal pace, or to get a little bit of a distance, and you're making your way. So the next hour of your travels go by. You can move your token any 3 spaces you want. Vide. About 15 minutes into your trek up the slope of this moderate-sized hill you're currently climbing.
Wait, I thought we were going around it. I didn't. Do we?
We are. We just haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, you still have
Oh.
to kind of go up and around because you're trying to stay away from the road too.
Oh, gotcha.
You're not ascending up the whole slope, but you're just kind of going over one piece of it.
Gotcha.
But anyway, as you're making your way up that hill, with that nat 20 you rolled, you spot something in the skies, in the distance, back to the north of you. You look back, and you see the speck moving in the air through the clouds. And it catches your eye, and you're looking at it, because at first you're like, oh shit, that's a bird. But then no, that's way too big to be a bird. Oh my god, is it a big bird? And you're watching it as it starts to draw closer and closer. It is way in the distance, but it seems to be moving towards the windmill. And as you're squinting there watching this, you realize that it's somebody on... Well, it looks kind of like a big old stick, or no, a broom. There's a woman on a broom flying through the air, starting to veer down towards the windmill.
Guys, we need to keep an eye above us. I'm gonna tell everybody what I saw, but you know, yeah, there's definitely more going over there, and we need to really find somewhere to hide. Can you hear me?
yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
You're a little low, but we can hear you.
Oh, I don't know why my
There you
things
go.
it fluttered. Oh no, it jumped down. Okay, there. Anyway,
Okay, move
but yeah, I'll
mic-
tell them I.
hold up. Move the mic a little away from your face. There
Is
you
that
go.
better?
Perfect?
Okay. Anyway.
Maybe we can go slow for the next hour and look for camp.
Yeah, we should probably definitely
Yeah.
think about camping, and I would definitely hide it as much as possible.
What did I miss?
Hag on a broom.
Stop! They're on a broom. Josh, I can't.
Thank you.
But we do have more intel, so this is good information. We know that she can fly, and we know that she is now at the windmill. So we kind of have a direction to keep an eye on.
Yeah, for sure. I'm hoping she didn't spot us.
I mean, I think she probably would have. I don't know. She might have stopped us if she did spot us, but
Yeah, but let's not linger.
So did we find a cave to hide in yet, or what?
No, not on the slope of this hill you're going over. Did not find any caves. The terrain is actually kind of mostly just grass and quite a bit of dusty, rocky soil. It's a little bit barren. There are no trees of any type in the area around you. And you do feel kind of exposed there on basically the lower part of this hill. Now, for the next leg of your journey, I'm going to need somebody to make their survival, or in Delphine's case, the cartography check. I'm going to need 2 people to make perception checks. And I'm also going to need somebody to make a stealth check. Now, this stealth check is less of you trying to hide, and more of you trying to, keep your trail hidden and that sort of thing. So you're covering your tracks. That's what you said.
Danica's sneaky.
I'm not stealthy at all.
I just hear Danika. She's on a broom.
Yeah.
And you got a +6, and you rolled that low.
I know.
I hate when that happens.
Since there's only 4 like
16 for
rolls going on, can I just give the help action to somebody?
Can you help?
Yeah, help me. Can you help me? Can I get that at advantage with help?
That's what I was gonna, yeah. If that's okay.
Urzak is gonna help me because I'm still invisible. Am I still invisible?
No. Oh, no. No. You have been invisible for a while. No.
I think I'm invisible, and that's why I'm not stealthy at all.
No, Danika, we can definitely see you.
Are you sure?
You're right there. I can see you.
Danika lifts her boot in front of Gog's face. Are you sure you can see me?
28.
I think he can smell you.
He can smell you.
That poor dude.
That poor boot.
So is that an okay? Can I try again?
Yeah, did we get the okay here?
I guess I'll allow it.
Okay.
Okay. You ready?
Just do better.
I'm gonna feel the spirit of Urzak through my clicking finger.
There are only 2 numbers below that one.
Not that it really matters.
22.
That's better.
That's more what we like to see.
It's a shame the hags found them a long time ago.
You're
But
muted.
yeah, with that, with 22 working together, everybody to hide your tracks and that sort of thing. Delphine leads the way with that map of hers and her good judgment over the terrain and which path to lead you. You're trying to make your way around the side of this hill to the far side. That way you can kind of take that slope around toward the ruined city of Aldra. And so you're moving at a fairly decent pace. I only got 1 perception check. I did need 1 more.
Ugh. I had a good one before.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Danika did put her stink boot in your face, so.
That would make any besides water.
It's true.
No! Danika's still invisible. I'm invisible.
Vide, as you're making your way around the side of the hill, go ahead and you can move your token 2 spaces. As you're making your way around the side of the hill, Vide, you spot in the distance, down towards the far side of the hill. You're looking kind of down towards the river to the south. And you can see a group moving down there. Now, at first, you're like, okay, what the hell is that? And you tell everybody to stop and wait, and crouch down, and you're trying to get a much better view. As you're watching them move, you're fairly certain you can pick out a total of 13 individuals moving along the river. They are moving oddly, though. Like, they kind of shamble would be the best way to describe it.
Well, crap.
What's up? What's going on?
I tell him I see, looks to be about 13 or so somethings shambling down here by the river.
Let's not go down by the river.
Yeah, I think we definitely need to not go by the river. What do we do? Well, are we about like here now?
Yeah, that's where you are on the map.
Okay, and then would you say the shambling creatures are around about here?
No, they're more like right here.
Oh, that's real close. That's real close, right here.
Jump scare.
Oh, I mean, right there.
Well, keep in mind that you are on the main map, so that they're a distance away. They're not like right next to you.
Yeah, they're probably about a mile away, give or take.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't know that we're really in any condition to go and deal with these at this moment.
No. Are they just standing there? Are they moving around?
They're shambling.
Yeah, they're shambling. They are moving.
In what direction?
They seem to be following the edge of the river, at least for the moment.
Like, are they going south? Like going towards this way? Towards this way?
Well, that is the logical assumption, because, like I said, they're following along the edge of the river.
I know, but they could be going like up this way or down this way.
Oh, I see what you're asking. No, they are moving south.
Okay. So they're moving away from us, at least.
So we're in a little bit of a crevice of this hill. It's not quite a mountain, but this hill.
Yeah.
I think this might be a good indication that we should, like, just try and make camp here. Like, it's already dark.
Yeah, is there anywhere nearby that we can kind of hole up and perhaps conceal enough to hide us?
Now, for this is going to be specifically a survival check. If you're wanting to look for a place to stay. Now, it is about 8 o'clock at night. It is very dark. There are no stars overhead. That is just a gigantic layer of clouds that seem to perpetually linger over the skies. So you can't even really see the moon. The only fact that you saw these zombies moving at all were, you're at a distance, so you're seeing, based on what little light there is, the way they're moving. You just caught that, the motion.
Gotcha.
Now, is this a group survival?
Nope, I'm just going to need one person to make a survival check. You're all working together, so you are going to have advantage at it.
Well,
Anybody got better than +4?
survival. Nope.
I'll give guidance too.
I mean, yeah, if mine's the highest, I can do it. And
Wait, hold on, how?
Go for it.
How much longer is about left on stream?
Yeah.
About
I know
40
we
minutes.
restarted. This is going to be kind of important for us to be well hidden. If I were to use my nat 20, would we be able to find a safe place to hide?
I mean, are you asking me before you use it, or?
No, I'm asking if the group thinks I should use it to try and potentially find a safe place to hide.
I mean, it's probably gonna give us the best chance.
I'm just gonna do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me use my nat 20 on the survival check.
Okay, for a total
Which
of...
would make
Your
it
guidance
a 20.
could even better.
Huh?
I say, do you want to use your guidance to get even better?
I mean, that's up to Matt.
I'll allow it.
He did just ask for the total, so that's
Okay, so 23.
23. With your 23, you're moving along the side of this hill. It is fairly barren, but there are some areas that you find that have outcropping rocks. You're getting to... it's getting very, very late, but you luckily have dark vision, and at the very edge of your vision, you spot this overhang that of rocks and a little bit of an indentation in the side of the hill. It's not enough to it's not a cave, it's not enough to get into, but the way the rock hangs above the edge of the hill and that little bit of a divot into the hill itself, you think that this is probably the best location to camp out, because there's at least a little bit of obscuring from the sky. There's a little bit of obscuring from down below where those zombies are just moving in a horde. So you're fairly certain that from those two angles, at least, this little divot in the hill would be the best place to hold up.
I think this is the best we're gonna find for right now.
Works for me.
Okay.
I'll take first watch.
I can take 2 watches too, so that why don't we double up? I'll take maybe first and second. You know, you can take first with me, double up. Maybe that'll make things a little better.
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
And then I'll still at least be somewhat aware for the rest of it.
I'll take, I guess, third? I'll take third.
I do not like that music. It said Forest Night. I thought it'd be better than that. Oh well. I'm just going to use this.
Danika's going to use her cloak of many fashions to match the night and blend in.
Smart.
Okay. Well, you all make your way towards this divot. It's big enough that you all can kind of sit together, spread out a little bit so you're not right on top of each other, because besides the 5 of you, there's also Davos and Irina. Irina, for her part...
Yeah, we have them.
Yeah, Irina, for her part, has been fairly quiet and contemplative during the last 2 hours of travel. Davos wanted to talk a lot more, but between Irina and Urzak being intimidating, he's at least kept silent and has understood the need for stealth. But now that you're all sitting down, the little boy is like, I am very hungry. It has been a long day. Can we start a fire? It's very cold here.
Absolutely not. And I'm gonna hand him one of my rations. Here, just eat this.
Danika, you have prestidigitation, right?
I do.
We're on the side of a hill. I'm sure that there are rocks or small stones.
Yeah.
Just around.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pick a couple up I think you can do 2 or 3. Can you heat these up?
Danika is going to prestidigitate the shit out of those and heat them up.
And I'm gonna like stuff them in Davos's like sleeping bag or whatever, bedroll or whatever.
He doesn't have a bedroll. He has the clothes
he
on
can
his
use mine.
back, and he has.
He can use mine.
Okay, fair enough.
I was gonna say, I think I have a bedroll I could let him use too. Like we've got one.
And I'm gonna stuff those in like you know those like hot water bottles that you use in the wintertime?
Sure. Okay. So you heat up these stones with your prestidigitation. How long does that last, by the way?
I want to say
times. Oh, go on. Sorry.
I want to say it lasts for an hour.
Let's see. Let me pull it up.
Yeah, up to 1 hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, up to 1 hour. So sure. It'll definitely help him out. Delphine, you wrap your bedroll around him as he's kind of munching on his rations. You put those heated rocks down by his feet and kind of pull the blanket around him so he can sit there and eat and stay warm. Thank you very much. This is very warm. Are we going to sleep here too?
I think so, buddy. I think so.
I'm sure by this point you've all recounted what all happened with one another and all of that fun stuff. So he kind of nods his head and says, "Okay, I will try to go to sleep. Do you want me to stay up and do a watch too?"
No, buddy. No, you get some rest.
We're gonna need you in tip-top shape so that you can help save us tomorrow. All good heroes need their rest.
He thinks about that a little bit and nods solemnly. Okay, I understand. Irina pats him on the shoulder and says, "Do not worry, Davos. I will take a watch as well." She, for her part, actually has a bag of stuff, so she has a bedroll and things like that. But apart from that, I imagine you all gather up, eat some of your food and that sort of thing. Is there anything else you want to accomplish before you all bed down for the night?
I think Urzak is gonna try again for another night, or at least he may have skipped the previous night, but try once more to like reach out in prayer to Balrus and see if he gets any sort of response, and just says, "Listen, I don't know where you are. I don't know where I am, really. But this Strahd guy is quoting things that I've said to you in confidence. I just need a sign. I just need to know that you're still watching."
You hear nothing as you finish your prayers. You sit there for a little while, just quiet, contemplative, wondering to yourself, is a sign going to come? You look up into the sky. Nothing. There's a light rumble of thunder in the distance, but it's distant, like I said. Nowhere near where your group is. You look about, thinking of the fires of Balrus, thinking of the teachings of the church. And you just feel a sense of disappointment as you pull your blanket around you and huddle back, eventually deciding that it's time to fall asleep. Does anybody else have anything they want to do before the watches begin?
I think if at some point, I guess if nobody's needing him or anything like that, if Davos was still awake and couldn't get to sleep, Cog might sit with him and just start kind of like telling him some stories, like his favorite, adventures from Europa, but he's gonna tell him some Apollyon stories or something like that. Just things that he's read. He's probably met them at some point too. He's considering, I'd say he'd probably just try and, tell him some of the big stories of the Golden Boy to kind of get him to sleep.
I don't know if you would have met them or not. That's
I don't know if he would, if they would have
Yeah.
traveled around and gotten to where he was, because I don't know if we ever said he went to Valena at any time. Port Valena, Cog did. So yeah, but he would at least kind of regale him of some of the stories and the mission reports and stuff that came in. Just the good stuff.
Absolutely.
Just to help ease Davos.
Your stories are enjoyed and appreciated, and you kind of get through the third short story about Apollyon and the rest of his group, and you kind of glance over to see the kid, still a little bit of a smear of food on his face, the blanket wrapped tight around him, and just head on the side of the hill, snoring a little bit.
Just clean that off his mouth and probably lay down next to him and kind of like pull his blanket and kind of cover both of them, because I'm sure the bedroll's probably more than enough for Cog, so he could probably cover Davos as well. Give him extra coverage.
Probably. Does anybody else have anything they want to do? No? Okay. Who is taking first watch?
I think Vide and Delphine are.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, while everyone else lays down and begins falling asleep, Vide and Delphine make perception checks.
Delphine is sitting facing the windmill, just palming the pouch of teeth that she had.
That should be a 10. I didn't mean to do advantage.
You said perception.
Yep.
That's just going to be a 13. I'm not going to be casting guidance. No spells right now.
Your watch, which for those of you who haven't watched Random Rhapsody, the way I do watches is there are 4 of them. So 4 perception checks, 2-hour intervals. The 2 hours go by quietly. It is very dark. There's not a bird, or I suppose, or it's dark. There isn't an owl hoot. There isn't any bats that you hear. In the distance, you do hear an occasional howl, but it's very distant, echoed by the high hills you're all around. Though it is dark, both of you have dark vision, so you can see each other and a little bit around you, but as the darkness becomes full, you can't see the river down to the south. You can't see the hill you're on, but not much beyond that. It is quiet. Urzak. During that time, you begin to find yourself slipping into a very, very dark dream. At first, all you have is this sense of terror filling you. It begins to evolve from there. Dark shapes, things chasing you in the distance. You feel yourself trying to find that god of yours that just never seems to appear. You feel as though if you could only reach that distant light, perhaps you could find him. But so many things prevent you from making it. Vines whip at you through trees, lashing at your body. Creatures rise up from the ground, grasping at your legs, pulling you down. Your heart thumps in your chest, and Vide and Delphine, the two of you kind of notice a little bit that Urzak makes, or actually no, it would just be Delphine who would hear this, a bit of a low moan during this time. Urzak, the dreams become worse and worse. Creatures lashing out at you, mauling you. You're trying to push away, get away, but the pain is excruciating. The terror, even more so. Towards the end of your first watch, Vide and Delphine, you begin seeing Urzak move about more, thrashing side to side, until suddenly he lurches up, screaming in a loud voice. Urzak, in your mind, you are plagued by unholy things that you can't... You're having a hard time defining what they look like. It's always amorphous, slightly different, but the terror is very, very real. And in that last moment, you feel whatever it is pulling you down, biting into you, ripping you apart. And then you awaken. You look about, hearing that howl come from your own lips, but it is in a voice slightly not your own for a moment, or at least it doesn't sound like your own. You look about thinking that you're under attack, but all that's there is Vide and Delphine, who are probably staring at you right now.
Oh yeah, Delphine definitely has that but hands when a horse is rearing up. Relax.
What's going on? Where's the... Where?
We're in Barovia, at the bottom of a hill.
I think you just had a really bad dream there, guy.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I'll be fine.
Would that have woke anybody else up?
I suppose it's possible. Corwan, what you have a passive perception of 14, I believe?
Yeah.
Does anybody have higher than that? No. Then you would have been the only... You and Irina would have both been awoken by this as well.
If he's got a comforting, an awkward comforting hand on his shoulder, because I want to comfort you, but I also feel like you're gonna stab me.
Kind of blinking.
So it's like that, like I'm keeping my distance, like just in case you need the distance, but also, hey, buddy, I'm here.
Irina's looking about. What is it? What happened? Are we under attack?
No, a bad dream.
Rubbing his aged eyes. Everything all right, Big Green?
I don't know what that was, but just a nightmare, I'm sure.
It seems seems normal for this place. Dare I say, do you want to talk about it? It's alright, it's up to you. If you don't, do you want to keep it to yourself? I'm not exactly a dream interpreter, so.
Vide will say, hey, do you maybe just want to take second watch with me and, kind of calm yourself a bit?
Yeah,
Maybe then,
I think
then go back to sleep after that.
that might be good.
Cog might fuffle into stuff. He's like, here. These are plenty. He's like, here, take a pull of this. And he's going to give you his pipe. And he's just like, kind of doing his little, he goes, it's good. It's not, it's just tobacco. They didn't have any of the better stuff. But this calms my nerves when I go to sleep. So plus, look at this shit. And he's putting, look at that shit. It's just a skull floats out of the cave. He's like, that's awesome, isn't it?
Okay, that is pretty cool.
So, yeah, he goes, here, you can take a couple tugs on that. I'll get it back from you in the morning.
Thank you.
All right, I guess I'm helping take second watch.
Okay. Well, Irina kind of pats you on the leg and says, dreams, nightmares in particular, happen all the time in Barovia. No doubt the stress of everything we've been through affected you. Do not worry, Urzak. You are among friends. You are safe here.
Thank you.
She settles down and lays on her side, closing her eyes to try to get some sleep as well. So, Vide, Urzak, go ahead and give me your perception checks.
Ooh, nat 20.
I mean,
Nice job, Vide.
I was gonna just offer the help action, but I don't even need to do that, so I guess I'll just roll.
Yeah, for this I don't do the help action for your rest portions.
Okay.
I just have two people doing the perception checks.
Okay, well I got a 10.
Hey, you know what? After that dream, I don't blame you for being a little bit shook up and not able to pay attention.
I mean, I'm okay taking disadvantage on it too.
You don't need to on this.
I mean, with my nat 20, no.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I hope.
Find out.
With that nat 20, Vide, you are much more watchful. No doubt, aided by Urzak jumping up and screaming has made you a little bit more alert.
That adrenaline.
Yeah. Urzak, you on the other hand are pretty freaking tired right now. Your mind's just a little bit lingering on that dream that you had. The next 2 hours go by mildly quiet. Delphine, as you slip into sleep, because you're a hex blade, I don't think you do trances, is that right?
No, I do not.
Yeah.
I do actually sleep.
Okay.
Even though I am an elf, the hexblade does not carry over the way you sleep.
Okay. That's what I thought. So, you close your eyes and begin to rest. Your dreams come almost immediately. Your mind goes back to the Feywild. Your time held by those in power over you. The brutality of it. The absolute constant fear that at any moment you could do something wrong and they decide they have no further use. The terror of being a child living under these conditions, the fear of knowing what's coming. You find yourself feeling like you're a child again in these dreams. And your mind is just filled with this sense of, what's the word I'm looking for? Futility. Vide, about halfway through your watch, you hear on the wind a distant but still audible cackle.
I'm gonna look at Urzak. Did you hear that?
What? You say something?
I swear I just heard a cackle.
I got nothing.
I'm just gonna kind of keep an ear out and keep watch out. And I'm gonna, warn Urzak, like, yeah, just listen with me here for a minute.
Towards the end of your watch, Delphine shoots up. Her body is covered in sweat. Those weird braids of her hair is just clinging to the sides of her face. Delphine, you feel cold and clammy and panicked all at the same time as your eyes dart open and you look around, afraid in that moment that you're about to be devoured or punished or any number of things that could have happened to you every single day of your early childhood.
I think so when Delphine wakes up, her first reaction is always going to be to reach for her magic. It more of a, because she's also like crying, but you can't really see it through all of the sweat. Just a swirl of her hair, because she's just gonna immediately go into like defensive mode and she's gonna blade ward herself. Just as kind of like a reactionary thing.
Okay. So Vide and Urzak, at the end of your watch, that's what you see as well. So, who's on third watch?
I'm on third watch.
Okay. Danika.
Vide's gonna find.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say Vide's gonna find somewhere, just kind of sit and put his hat down.
There's also a grunt as she's sorry, I forgot to do a thing. As she's doing this blade ward.
Okay. Well, Urzak, you go and lay back down. I imagine sleep is kind of difficult for you, though.
Yeah, I think it's not a matter of like not being tired or being up like with the adrenaline at this point. I think it's like refusal to like actually sleep now and just hitting like that little like micro sleep kind of thing when you're like so sleep deprived and it's just like
Absolutely. Delphine, you as well. Your watch is this isn't your watch, but you feel like just wired, and you're having a hard time falling asleep as well.
I think at some point, like in the night, when Urzak and Delphine are like still awake but not really on watch. It could be now, it could be in the next watch. Delphine's gonna kind of like crawl over to Urzak and before we finish our business here or leave this place, whatever this place is, she's gonna look back at the windmill. We have to kill those hags. You have to promise me.
If you think we can, there is at least 3 of them. Do you think that we can take on 3 hags?
Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe not the next day. But followers of my grandfather can't. I can't let them just do what they do.
What do you mean your grandfather?
When I was little, I was kidnapped by hags because of my lineage to Sethlin, which they had a shrine to in their backyard. They were paying homage and everything, and I kind of tapped the pouch. Well, I tapped the pouch where I... He wasn't a good guy. Very evil. The family, after generations, finally defected. And turned good, I guess, for the Fae. The hags found me when I was little, and they tried to turn me into one of them to carry favor with him.
Mm-hmm. I see. Well, first we need to we need to make sure Arena and Davos are taken care of. Then you have my word. We will do as you ask.
Thank you. You're muted.
Danika, what's your passive perception?
Uh-oh.
17.
You definitely heard the two of them whispering.
I just listened, you know.
Yeah.
I was on watch.
Yeah. So let's talk about your watch a little bit. What did you roll?
17.
17. So while Delphine and Urzak are over there kind of huddled up together and whispering, you settle in for your watch. It is pitch black out. Not a star in the sky. The moon, barely more than a subtle glow in the clouds. You have your dark vision, so you can at least see 60 feet around you. The evening goes by relatively quiet, other than the two of them kind of whispering to one another. You don't see much else beyond that, but occasionally you do hear something in the distance. It's something down to the south, towards the river. Occasionally it'd be like, a rock, like kind of just tumbling down the hill a little bit, kicking up more rocks. You hear that. A few minutes later, you hear it again. But nothing comes into your field of vision.
Okay.
Rocks fall, everybody dies.
Yeah, is that the only thing I can hear?
Yeah, that's the only thing you hear during your watch.
Okay.
And should I roll perception too, even since I'm, still technically conscious?
Go for it.
8, yeah, no.
Yeah, you didn't really hear anything. I imagine you, Vide, have your mind more on the events of earlier today, seeing those women coming out of the windmill, them throwing spells at your friends, and that just general panic. So your mind's probably more lingering on that.
Probably.
Cog, you are the last person to do the watch. And Irina, since she has had a pretty good sleep, she's going to get up and join you. Unfortunately, it's pitch black and she's a human, so she can't see shit. She kind of has to move around by feel when she's woken up. You're a halfling.
Cog doesn't have dark vision either.
I know. I was getting ready to say that, and that's actually why I brought it up. Because you can't see for shit either right now.
Yeah. I mean, he's got the light cantrip, but he can't really, I guess, can he control how bright that is?
I don't think so. Read the cantrip.
No, yeah, you create light. I toss it up there. But I don't believe you
can a great idea.
Put like a dimmer switch on it.
Not really.
Yeah, it's bright light in a 20-foot radius and 20 20 dim light. So, no, I guess he would. Somebody woke him up. He'd feel around. So there's nothing in not even partial moonlight. We're just completely pitch black.
Completely pitch black. Like there's a tiny bit of a glow from the moon in the overhead clouds, but it's faint.
There is a moon-touched scimitar on Vide.
Yeah, but that's still a problem because that's gonna be like a beacon in the night.
Oh yeah, it is bright.
Well, I guess if he's sitting there with her, he's like, so, I think it was a poor choice putting us together, don't you think?
I was just thinking the exact same thing.
Well, at least we can hear. There's that.
That is that. Hopefully nothing comes at us in the dark. So I'm going to need both you and Irina to make perception checks at disadvantage.
Alright, here comes that great roll. It was a great roll!
That was actually really good.
Whoa!
Wow!
Oh, dang!
You know what? It was the best idea putting us together.
You guys have dark vision now. It's crazy how that works.
Yeah.
That's
You
just
don't know
amazing.
how, but...
Wow. So a 21 and a 19. While you can't see, you can hear quite clearly everything that's going on around you. But other than the occasional like tumble of rock, some snoring a little bit from Davos, and probably some more rolling around and thrashing from Delphine and Urzak, who probably would have gotten to sleep by this point. The night goes by fairly quiet, and by the end of your watch, well, let's see, you went to bed at around 9 o'clock.
To be like 3,
So
4
it'd
in
be
the
like
morning.
5 in the morning. So the sun isn't quite up yet, but there is at least a little bit of a glow towards the eastern horizon. And you've all accomplished a long rest. However, Urzak and Delphine, I need the two of you to make Constitution saving throws.
Hmm. 13.
Neither of us are good at con saves.
Why am I not good at con saves? Okay.
Well,
You should be proficient.
I'm
aren't
not.
you?
It's wisdom and charisma for some reason.
yeah.
I
that's
get
Oh, well,
charisma, but like,
Charisma definitely for a paladin. I was thinking it was con as well, but I guess
Well,
that's what I am with charisma.
Delphine, when you wake up, you have you're feeling moderately wet rested. You're still tired, but you're not exhausted. Urzak, you, however, those dreams just kept coming back. You would fall asleep, you'd wake up again immediately. You'd fall asleep, you'd wake up again immediately. And you have 1 point of exhaustion.
okay.
And I think this
Need
is
some of-
actually a... Oh, go ahead.
Be like, you need some of that good touch, bud.
Uh,
I know with no context, it sounds even worse. That's all right, buddy. We'll get you ship shape in no time.
but do I still get the other like benefits of a long rest?
Yeah, you're still getting the other
Okay.
benefits of the long rest. You just have a point of exhaustion.
Okay.
If you had rolled below a 10, you wouldn't
Oh yeah,
have.
you.
Okay.
Oh.
Yikes. All right.
But yeah, that happened. So I think this is actually a great place to end things for this evening, since it's 9 o'clock. Good news is you're no longer at the windmill. Bad news is there's some stuff going on for at least a few of you. But
I don't know what you're talking about. I had the best dreams of unicorns and rainbows.
Oh, speaking of unicorns and rainbows, I have that background.
let's go ahead and go around the table and have everybody tell us who they are and where we can find you on the internet. Brandie, why don't you go ahead and go first, because I know you got to go pick up the kid.
Yeah, I'm Brandie. You can find me here every other Wednesday. And then I'm also on Instagram and TikTok is River Dragon 82. That's River with a Y. But yeah, that's me.
Okay. Marty, you go next.
Hi, I'm Marty, and I've been Urzak this evening and all the other evenings. You'll find me here again. I tend to stick around. You can find me also on my home show, Wayfaring Strangers, which just wrapped up its the Uncanny Valley miniseries, and we're going back on a short break for a little while. We'll probably be back in the spring or so with something new. You can also find me on Bard Rock Cafe for the foreseeable future as Baragon Doubletail. Also check out the second part of the Rock Around the Clock that features Matt. You can also find me. God, I have so much going on this month. College of Whispers, my new TTRPG actual play book club, and a new episode just came out today. There's going to be another one next week, and every week in October. And then yesterday, Monster Cafe premiered our Monster of the Week bonus content episode that was so fun, we decided to make it a full show. And that's all for now. There's more coming. I'm doing a lot. I'm so busy.
Yeah, you're busier than me. It's crazy. Dyto, you're next.
Hello, I'm Dyto. I was Delphine, who is kind of going through some shit. But story development. This was very big for her half-hag character. I will be here mostly every other Wednesday playing Strahd. I am also typically over on Lost Caravan, but I'm doing a lot of behind-the-scenes things and working on projects that I can't really talk about yet, but that are in the works and we're really excited for and hoping that they will be out for the holidays. But anything I'm doing, you can find me on Twitter at Dyto11, where I post everything that I'm doing.
Love it. Natalie, you're next.
Hi, I'm Natalie. You can find me here at Random Rhapsody as Danika on Curse of Strahd Nights. You can also find me on Twitter, which I don't use very much or at all, at Batty Baby. But if you ever do see me on Twitter, it's probably not a good tweet.
That's funny. Joe, go for it.
Well, I am Corwan in the Curse of Strahd campaign, but every Monday I am also Blood from Stone. Things are getting very crazy over there. We've found out that we killed the legendary heroes, or we might be the legendary heroes, and also those 5 legendary heroes might have become the 5 gods. So Marty might be praying to Blood from a Stone. I don't know, which would be great. And if that's true, you aren't ever hearing prayers. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's...
No, I'm totally going to be the one that's the god of thieves and murderers. I know he's going to do that to me. So, but no, I am at Blood from Stone on Twitter. I don't really do anything on Twitter. But yeah, you can find me here every Monday and every other Wednesday.
Right on. Well, I'm Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and GM here on the Random Rhapsody Network. You can find me every Monday and Wednesday, either 6 or 7 Central, running the Fab 5 campaign, Curse of Strahd, and Magi-Knight's Awakening, opposite this every other week. Apart from that, you can find me over on All on the Table, which just kind of... We were a part of the Transverse. Now we kind of moved that to its own channel. That way we can do more with the TTRPG space. So you can find me now still playing Tybal Drum this Saturday. It's just instead of being on twitch.tv/the Transverse, we're going to be on twitch.tv/All on the Table. So make sure you come check that out, where I'm playing a catfolk rogue who is a lot more swashbuckler than rogue, but he's still a lot of fun to play. So come check me out on that. And last but not least, you can check me out on this part 2 of Rock Around the Clock, like Marty said, over on the Bard Rock Cafe Network. We had a lot of fun with that one shot. I'm going to have to do another one for them again one of these days. But, yeah. So, on behalf of everyone here in Curse of Strahd and everyone in the Random Rhapsody crew, I just want to say thank you, folks. It's been a delight. So long. Good luck. And until next time, May you live
May you
until you
live
die.
Until you die.
Good night, everybody.